Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to show you and talk about series I am in the middle of, and while taking out the books I realized how many books it is. So I'm thinking I'm going to split the video in two parts. I literally have 67 series I'm in the middle of. Joking, it is 68. So that will be so many videos to cover in one video. So I'm thinking I will do it in two parts, and since we are in the middle of Vida, the second part will come tomorrow. So they will come right after one another, like a continuation. And I will cover 34 series in each video because literally that is a lot. So that will probably take ages anyway. Taking out all the books was very overwhelming. I was like looking at them, I was like, shit, this is so many. And this is only, and I mean only, the series I have the next books for. I have more series I'm in the middle of where I don't have the next book for. That other list is like 78 books. That is sequels I could pick up. That's a lot. I'm trying to do better, but I'm not doing so well. So let's just start out. I'm gonna cry in the tears, but let's do it. You could do it with me. Okay, so I totally lied, because the first book on the list, I don't actually own that book, but I do. It's kind of weird. I don't really, but I do. It is A Song of Ice and Fire. I haven't actually finished this. I have read 1 to 4. And I read 1 3 times because I want to reread them and then I never get to the next one. And I do have 5, but only part 1 and only in Norwegian. And I am not going to read them in Norwegian anymore. This was because when I first started the series, I read them in Norwegian. I was waiting for a certain Norwegian paperback to come out. The last part never came of book 5. And then I, at that point, wanted to read them in English anyway. So I have the whole series in Norwegian except the last part of book 5. I haven't completed the series because I haven't read the 5th book. And you know, the series is not complete, but like, I mean, completed as far as has been released. I didn't lie though. I own it, but I don't own it. And I also didn't bring that edition down with me because I don't really count that edition since it's not the one I'm going to read in. I'm just gonna pop a picture. It's all fine. I assume everyone knows what this series is about. So my next one is Beast Made of Night. This is the sequel, Crown of Thunder. It is a duology. If I read this, I will finish the series. Basically follows these people called Aki. They can like take in guilt in their bodies from other people, like their sins, so they won't feel guilty about them. They get kind of tattoos for this, and a main character becomes involved with the royal family and other stuff because he has a bit of more special abilities. And I'm hopefully gonna read this very soon. I could probably read in like one sitting. So what am I doing? I don't know. I just read the first one, so it's fine. Then there is The Beautiful Quadrat by Renee Adier. The 3rd book is here. The 4th book hasn't come out yet. And I literally just got this as well, so it's fine. But yeah, it's a vampire series with lots of other supernatural creatures as well. So if you like the originals, you will like this, I would say. It reminds me of each other. I'll hopefully read it soon, or maybe when it's closer to the 4th book release date, which I would assume will be later this year. I'm not sure. My problem is that I took out so many books, I can't find the one when I'm going to talk about them. Half of my editing will be me editing it out, me walking around looking for books. Where are they? I literally cannot find them. I know I took them out, but I cannot find them. Where did I put them? I found them after literally looking for like 5 minutes. They were literally right in front of me the whole time. I just didn't see them. So it is the Bloodline series by Rochelle Mead. I have book 2 and 3. This is the sequel series to Vampire Academy, which used to be one of my favorite series. And I of course read that whole series. And then I started Bloodlines and I felt sad because I missed, you know, Vampire Academy. And then I was going to continue and I never did. At this point, I don't know when I will read this because I feel like I could just go into this without rereading the first one because I kind of actually still remember what happened. And I feel like I don't know if I'm in the mood to reread all of Vampire Academy. Maybe I would just reread Bloodlines. I don't even know, which is the first book. But I want to finish it one day. I just haven't yet. Oh, also the promotion on back for Vampire Academy is completely different. It's 2 different covers. That's a bit funny. But yeah, when I will read this, I don't know. I had these for years. I just haven't read it yet. There's hair all over my face and it's very annoying. Next one is actually Bone Season. I only have the 4th book that is now out to read. The rest of the series is not out yet. This is chosen out as series I'm going to finish this year. Oh no, I will for sure read it soon-ish. So that's a comfort. I just read the 3rd book to, you know, read the sequels. And it's like romance that are illegal in a future London. I don't really love it, but I'm still reading it. I definitely could have done a better job putting the books forward because I can't find a single one. Next one is Bone Child Daughter. This one is the sequel Bone Child Emperor. I read the first book for Face and Gaze the year it came out. Can't remember which year that was. Not last year, the year before. 2020 it would be. Oh god. And I did like not love it, but I didn't hate it. Like, I'm curious to see the sequel. So I do want to read this soon-ish. I don't know when the third book will come out, but I do want to like finish it. I don't know when. I don't know how to explain the series. It's about Emperor's daughter and other POVs, and she like trying to like teach a magic her father does, which is like create constructs, stuff. I don't even know how to explain it. But yay. Kinda, if I just read this, I only have to read the third book, which is not released. You will see in these two videos how many final books I have, and then I will think about next final book support group. It's my time to shine. I just dropped the whole pile of books on the floor, but it's fine. Then we have the Broken Empire series. Speaking about final books, I have Emperor of Thorns left. This is by Marco Lawrence. I read the first book, kind of liked it. Read the second book, didn't really. Putting off the third book for years. I don't actually remember the year I even read the second book in, but it's many, many years ago. And I just never read it. But maybe I will read it for a final book support group to pull me into actually finishing it. I don't know how to explain that either. It's like about a dude, and he's really bad. And then he wants to take his throne back. Then we have the Caraval series. This is the sequel, Legendary, and I don't have the third book. So I was really, really hyped for this when it first came out. It's like a Caraval kind of thing with lots of clues and mysteries. And then I was so hyped. I bought the second book before I even read the first one. I read the first one. I didn't really enjoy it. So I still haven't continued. I will probably finish it because I finish all the stuff I start. Mostly. But this one, I don't know when. But eventually. I just felt mad about the first one. So the next one I even forgotten to put up on my series list. I just saw it when I was looking for all the other books. And there's of course Crescent City, which not just fell on the floor, so it got mushed on the cover. And this is the sequel obviously that just came out. I assume it's going to be more books. I don't actually know how many. If anyone know, tell me. And I don't know when I will be reading this. It follows, I don't even remember the main character's name. And then she needs to investigate these murders with this dude, and they're really horny on each other. And that's the book. Don't know when I will read this, but eventually someday. I just feel a bit turned off on the whole thing right now. So I will do it when I am in a better mood for it, if that will ever be a thing. Then we have the Crown of Feathers trilogy. I have Heart of Flames and Wings of Shadow, which is the whole trilogy. And I bought even the third book before having read the second book because I loved the first book. I didn't think I was gonna like it at all in the beginning. I actually really disliked it. But then it turned out so addicting and fun. And I'm so upset that I haven't finished it yet. I was gonna finish it last year, and it never happened. And I'm just very upset about it because I really, really do want to continue and read it. They're thick, and I'm so excited to see what I have in store. If I get let down by this, by the way, I will be so disappointed because I've been so hyped to continue this since I read it. I don't even know how to explain this either, but basically it was these sisters that want to be riders of, I was going to say phoenixes, and then they find these eggs and it's illegal. Other stuff happens. I'm sure I could explain it better if I didn't need to talk about so many books, but just know I adore the first one, and hopefully we read this year, but I keep saying that, and there's so many books. It's a curse. And then we have Crown's Game, which I now have the sequel to. I read the first one. It's like a magical competition thingy, and I kind of liked it, so I will read the second one, which I have, but I don't know when. Final book support group, save me. Okay, I'm gonna stop saying that, but overall, we'll read it eventually. Then we have the DC Icons series, which I have Catwoman and Superman left off. I read Batman and Wonder Woman, which I did enjoy both of them a lot. And it's not like official series because you can read them without having read the others, because they are, you know, about different, I was gonna say, people in the DC universe. But I did enjoy all of them, and I love these characters too, so I'm excited to read them eventually. I just haven't gotten to them yet, and I don't feel like I need to hurry before I forget the other ones because they don't really like belong together in that way. But yay. Then another little final book all alone is the Devil series, which is like a trilogy set in Ireland, and follow these people that like have a really big connection to this castle and follow them over many years. So I read these actually because I worked in a bookstore where we sold a lot of these, and I felt like I had to read them to sell them. And I did enjoy the first one a lot. The second one was meh. I never read the third one because the second one was meh. I also believe there's been like several sequels / companion novels to the series since then. So in theory, if I read this, I don't even know if I would be finished. But at least this is the next one I have, and I will read it eventually one day. I was on a roll with them, and then I never picked them up again. So that happened. Then we have the Dimple McReachy trilogy. This is the third and final book. 10 Things I Hate About Pinky. The only reason I haven't read this like yet kinda is because I just got it in a way, so I haven't had the time. But probably, hopefully, we'll read it in May or like in the summertime. Whilst eventually when I feel like a really great and adorable read. But yeah, also they don't belong together. It's all like romance books, and they like have relations to each other, but you can read them, you know, without having read the others. I do, however, like to read them in order and sequels and stuff. And I'm excited to read it when I do, because I know I will really enjoy it. So the next one is actually the Discworld series, which I feel is so random, but I read the first book years ago. I did enjoy it, but I don't remember anything. And I had the next 3, so I have like Fantastic, Equal Rights, and Sorcery. I know there's many different ways you can read them in order. This is the order I'm following. I don't remember which order it is, but I have these really nice editions I really enjoyed, and are not that expensive. And I will read the whole series eventually, but I feel like if I do that, I need to go back and read The Color of Magic, and then like read this a bit, you know, closer together. But yeah, they're really weird. It's set in a world where the world is set, it's like on the top of a turtle's back. I don't even know, but I do want to read the whole series eventually, whenever that day would be. Then we have Divergent, which I never finished. I read 1 and 2, and I did enjoy them decently. This one though, just never got read, just like last movie never got made. I don't know what happened with the movies, but yeah, I have watched, you know, the ones that are out, and I have read 1 and 2. Don't know when I will ever read this. I know everything that happens, and I know like all the spoilers and the explanations. The rest, I have no clue for. So I would almost say like I have the end of the series, but I will probably finish it one day. Maybe for final books. Okay, I'm gonna stop. The next series is the Dumpling series, which initially wasn't a series, and then sequels came. So I have Puddin', which is, you know, like, I don't know if you probably maybe seen the movie, but it's like, has a fat main character, and then in the first one they do like a beauty competition thing, as well as like listening to music and just living their teenage lives, etc. And this is like following one of the other characters in the gang from the first book. And the third book that has recently came out, which I don't own, I think there's another like person in the gang that I follow. So it's kind of turned into serious, and I did enjoy the first one, so I'm excited to read this when I feel in the mood for it. But I literally had it since it was released, and it's some years ago now, so whoops. So the next one here is a series that really annoys me that I haven't finished yet, and that is the Dustlands trilogy. I read the first book, Blood Red Road, 2 times. I read it first in Norwegian many years ago, and I loved it. I never read the sequels. And then I reread it when I got finally the whole series in English, and I loved it again. And then I still didn't read the sequel, so here we are. And I again feel like I should reread the first book because I love it, and then finally read these. Oh my god. And it annoys me I haven't finished it, because I know I can finish it so quickly. And here we are. It's like a YA dystopia world thing. One of the siblings, there's twins, and one of the twins goes missing. The girl goes out to find him. It's so fun. It's just like wasteland and death, and I love it. So I need to read them. This series is so random, but it's basically Dødsengler, which is a Norwegian YA series called Death Angels in English. And I read 1 and 2 and borrowed them in the library, and I really enjoyed them because it follows this group of teens that gets different abilities, and then these angels hunt them to kill them. And then I really enjoyed them finding their abilities, etc. And then I think I read the second book and I didn't really enjoy it as much. And then I never, like, I forgot it existed. And then in our store, I think, the one I worked in, we had this third book, and it cost like, we put it on sale because no one bought it, like for $2, and I was just like, well, I might as well just buy it then, because I want to read the third one eventually. Don't remember anything for 1 and 2 because it's been so many years. Don't know when I will ever read this. Should I reread the first ones? I don't know. But like for me, it's like really weird that I have it, but it's, you know, in a series. Maybe I could like find the other ones used and then reread the whole thing, but I'm probably gonna hate it now. But it would still be fun time. Here's another one that's actually really similar to that, and that is Nøkkelen or The Key, and this is the third book in the FAES trilogy. It's actually translated into English as well, and it's actually a Swedish series where we have, wait, now I'm questioning everything, because here we have a group of thieves that finds out that they have powers. Is that not what happens in these? I don't actually know, but they are hunted by angels in this one, and here they're hunted by other people, actually. And it's just really, really fun. I really, really like them. I think I would still like them now. And I have 1 and 2 as well, even though I did originally buy the whole series in the library, because I wished for them for like Christmas a billion years ago, and then I got them all. And then I still haven't read the third one, but at this one, I feel like I really need to reread, and I think I would really still like it. Because it just has like drama and a gang and powers and everyone's dramatic, and it's just such a good time. So really excited to read it, and I really do recommend it. And you can read them in English, so that's cool. And then I have the first Law trilogy. I read book 1 last year, and then I didn't really like it, so I didn't continue. But I also have these and 1 standalone novel in the universe. But I do want to read them. It was a goal to read the whole series, as I said, last year, but I didn't get to that. Eventually I will continue, but the first book was not at all what I thought it would be, so I got a bit turned off, but hopefully one day I will read them. And then we have the Graceling series. I only have book 2, didn't buy book 3 because it's out of print in hardcover, and I read the first book like in 2016, I think. Still haven't continued, but I did have a good time with that. This is kind of more of a companion because we follow a different main character, but I will read it eventually. I know like new 10th anniversary editions came out and they are so pretty, and I'm like resisting to buy those, but I never get to complete this set either because the third book is like gone. So I don't even know what to do, but I had a second book and I just never read it. So there's that. Then we have the Harry Hole series, which has like 12 books, I think. It follows a Norwegian detective. They are Norwegian here, but they are also translated into English. It's like Norwegian crime book, one of the most popular ones in the whole country, I believe. And I have read now through 7, because this is 8, 9, and 10. I also think I have 11, no 12, but I don't have 10 because sales. But it's just a alcoholic police detective in Oslo. It's a whole ride. But I do like enjoy following the character, and they are okay for me. So I will finish them eventually. Now here's a series I'm unsure if I will ever finish. That is the Illuminate trilogy. I have, of course, the whole thing because I just do. And I didn't even love Illuminate. I hyped it up for myself for years. I read it and I was like, this is it. I was actually like not feeling it. And I don't feel like turned off about the whole thing. So I don't know if I will actually just like not finish it. But I don't know. Someone tell me it's worth it or something. This is like known for their special formats, sci-fi stuff. Yay! We then had Inheritance Games sequel. I read the first book in January, so not that long ago, and I had a second book, and the third one is coming later this year, and I think I might wait to read the sequel with the third book later this year. I absolutely love the first book. 5 out of 5 stars. It's just about this girl named Avery. She inherits a lot of money, and she's like, why? And we don't know why, and then she has to live in a house with a lot of hot boys. So it's a great time. Loved it. And I know I'm gonna love this one and probably the third one, so I'm just like savoring them. Just hyped for the third one, even though I haven't even read the second one. Then we have the Iron Fay Quadrat. Plus I have more books in the series, but I didn't bother to take them out. But here we have book 2 and 3 and 4. And I read actually the first one for the first time last year, because I didn't read them when they originally came out. And I really did enjoy it much more than I thought I would. You know, it's about a girl finding out she's half Fay or Fay, and then, you know, going into this magical world, blah blah blah. And it was such a good time because it had like plot twists and stuff that I didn't expect, and like reveals, and yeah, a good world. So I'm excited to see where the rest of the series will commence, and then also read, you know, the next ones that I have gotten, like the newest ones. And yeah, look at my very pretty editions. So I'm excited actually to read it, but I don't know when, because I haven't fit in my reading, you know, picking out to be honest, it's not easy and it's not like on my priority, but if it was, I definitely would have like read them now. This is why I like picked out my priority early in the year, so I know what to focus on because I have so many. So then we have Keeper of Lost Cities, which I'm in the middle of. The next one I need to read is Never Seen and then Lodestar. This is for Keep-Along, of course, hosted by me, Pris and Sasha. And I am knowing I'm gonna finish the whole thing this year because we are reading one a month. So obviously I'm like in the middle of it and reading it. I have bought more that's coming. But yeah, middle of the series as well. But I have a perfect plan for it because, you know, reading it for the thing. So no worries on that one. And we have Kingdom of Souls, and here we have Reaper of Souls, which is a sequel, and this is going to be a third book, but it hasn't come out yet. But I really enjoyed the first one. A main character which really wants magic because of her mother has magic, and then she like does a lot to get it. The first book was, I don't have words for it, but I'm very excited to read the first one, and I might even just reread the first one because it was so good to get the full experience. Maybe even wait till the third book is out because I know I'm going to buy that and read the whole thing eventually. But I don't know when I will read this, but just like so good, just so you know. Next series is Kingsbridge, and I'm actually currently reading the second book as I'm filming this right now. Here's the third one. And this was also chosen out as a series I'm gonna finish this year. And I just found out there's a prequel, so I thought that when I read this, the third one, I will be done, but there's a prequel, so I need to read that too. But like, it's like, it was chosen out this year as a series I was gonna finish, so that's why I'm focusing on it. And the first one is just, you know, it's historical fiction. It's Ken Follett, set back in time where they built this cathedral. And the only reason I was initially interested in this series is because I loved the TV show back when that was out, and I like watched that and I loved it. So I read the first one last year, and now I'm reading the second one. We'll eventually read the whole thing this year. Yay! Then another series that was also picked out for me to finish this year was the King Fountain series, which I now have bought many of. I actually don't know if they're in the right order. They are not, because I just kind of picked them up on the table. Wait. Why is one of them taller than all the others? Actually, the right question is, why is one of them smaller than all the others? The poisonous... That happened. The poisonous enemy was like not the same size as the other ones. What is going on? It's fine. Either way, this is just like also kind of historical fiction, and I have magic, and it's a fun time. I only read the first one, and then this was picked out, and then I just like bought the whole thing so that I can read it for, you know, actually finish this year because it was picked out. But yeah, they're also short, so I think I will be fine though. But it's just like a lot of books, so I just need to actually pick them up. Yay! There's an original trilogy with 3 books, and there's a sequel series to that trilogy. There's 3 more books because it was originally 3 books, and then 3 more came, and then there's 2 prequels, and that's all the ones I have, I think, hopefully. Then I have the Klima Kvartaten, or like the Klima Portrait maybe, and I only have the sequel Blue. It starts off with the history of the bees. And I read it and I kind of enjoyed it. And then we have Blue, which is about the ocean. I think every book is like focused on something that is gone, totally different perspectives, like focus on the climate in a way. And I will read the whole thing eventually. It's a Norwegian series, did I say that? And I think maybe it might be translated in English, so you could read it as well if your English is your language. And we'll read it eventually when I feel like in the mood for it. I didn't love the first one though, so I don't know. Then we have the Legend Trilogy by Mary Lou. I only have the 3rd book left, but I haven't finished it yet. So this is a YA dystopia set in the futuristic America where, you know, government controls everything and blah, 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 blah. Follows one who is the most wanted criminal and one who's like really a prodigy in the society. They meet, yada, yada, yada. And I actually really enjoyed it. I didn't think I was gonna like it because, you know, it's a bit like typical thingies and sometimes that does not work for me. This did somehow. And I really enjoyed 1 and 2. Why haven't I read this one? Someone tell me the answer to that question. I don't know, but I will eventually, okay? And I think also a 4th book came out not that long ago, like a companion sequel. So I guess I need to also pick up that and read that eventually. And we have Legion by Barnes Sanderson, which is actually short stories, and there's 3 of them, and I'm counting it as a series. I read the first one, really enjoyed it. It's about someone with several personalities, and everyone has different skills, and then he's a really good detective because of this. And then we just have the sequel, which I haven't read, and then the 3rd one that I need to get also. I never read them eventually. I say that in everything, but it's fine. And then we have Lessons of the Scholarmans, and I have book 2 here, The Last Graduate. I mean, obviously, because the third book hasn't come yet, if there's gonna be one. And the first book, what's it called? Lesson in Vengeance. It's just people sent in school to graduate, they need to survive because everything there wants to kill them. And here we have the second one. I didn't really love the first one, so I don't know when I will read this, but I got the basic for free, so that's why I just picked it up. The next one on the list is books I couldn't find and I was too lazy to look anymore. I think I have a feeling where they might be, and I will double check that for 1 second. Okay, I am sorry, but I don't bother taking them out. They are literally behind 3 other piles of books, and I just don't bother taking them out. But it is the Lorien Legacy series, starting off with I'm Number 4. This is a series I absolutely loved back when I read these. They're basically aliens and all had different abilities. And they came to Earth to run away because people offered them to kill them. And then, you know, there is, I think, 9 of them, and when number 1 dies, then number 2 can be killed, so they need to be killed in order or else they cannot die. And then we follow number 4, so like I think it starts off with number 3 dying, so he would be, you know, the next one to die. And I just really like the concept. I really like the different books. We will follow really cool characters. I did like the movie, even though, you know, it's a bit, you know, not accurate to the book. And then I never finished it. I think I have, according to my list, book 4 and 5, and I think it's like up to 7 or 9 books. I don't actually remember. So I just really actually want to finish it, but I feel like I really need to reread them. I don't have the first book, I think I have 2 and upwards, because the first book I borrowed in the library, and I just really enjoyed it, and I do want to finish it because I feel like it would be nice, because I remember reading them in holiday and just feeling pure book joy. So I should go back to that eventually. I was only going to talk about 34, and Lorien Legacy was 35, so I forgot to keep up. We are done then. Oh my god, this video is so long. I hope it gets much shorter in editing. You will see me tomorrow with my next part. I hope you enjoy me talking about all these series I'm in the middle of. Only 35 of them, and then there will be 33 tomorrow because I ruined my own thing, but it's fine. So see you then. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a sad face emoji down below, because why not? And I will come up with something else tomorrow. And you will see me soon. Bye!